Hi there, friends with Renton. We have Linda Mounts here on today, a certified yoga instructor. Just a quick note, this will be recorded so you can catch it later if need be. But Linda, thank you so much for being with us here today. Can you tell us a little bit about what you'll be doing?
I'm just going to do a quick little basic yoga, some basic yoga moves, probably about 10 or 12 moves. I'll do them nice and slow. We'll just have about 20 minutes to just breathe and relax and enjoy our nature outside.
Well, thank you so much. Well, please have at it.
All right. All right, let's just stand up, nice and tall, feet right underneath those knees and hips. Take a big breath in, just reach those hands up to the sky. Lift the rib cage, feel the lungs up, and release back down. Again, take a big breath up, hold the hands up, palms face in, lift the ribs, open up the chest and shoulders. You're in extended mountain pose. Take another big breath, reach high. Just go ahead and relax all the way down into a forward fold. If you have a bad back, just support your hands on your knees a little bit. Otherwise, just hang and swing gently. Just sway in the breeze. Just gonna loosen up all the back muscles. Take another breath, come up nice and slow. Big exhale out. We're just gonna open our right foot up at a slight angle. So like at 2 o'clock, you're gonna step forward with your left leg. You're gonna bring that front heel kind of toward the arch of your back leg. We're just gonna bend that front knee. So my back leg is straight. My shoulders are gonna be over my hips. I'm just gonna lift up those arms. Make sure my neck is nice and long, ears away from my shoulder. This is our warrior one position. You're dropping down, you're getting that nice stretch to the front of that back leg. Your weight's on the front heel. See if you can just exhale a little deeper. See if you can pull your elbows in a little bit. Nice long arms. Take a big breath, extend, straighten that leg. Exhale back down a little deeper this time. Let's just dive out over that front leg. If you can balance and stay steady right there, take those pinkies, bring them back. Point the pinkies toward the ceiling, lengthen your arms, lengthen your neck, lengthen your spine. Come back with the arms. Straighten that front leg. Don't lock it, just keep it a little bit soft. Let's just dive out over into our pyramid pose. You can rest on the top of the leg or below the knee. Just don't put pressure on the knee. And now try to pull that back hip just a little bit forward. See if you can work those fingertips toward the ground. Nice long spine. Big exhale and relax into the stretch. And come back up. Bend that front knee, step forward. I'm going to step back so you can see me. Take another breath in. And take that left leg that was just in the front, open that hip up, slide that ankle to the calf into tree. Find your balance with your arms here. Sometimes you bring your palms together, thumbs to the heart. You can also just extend them straight up towards the sky. Try to go nice and long and tall. Pull that hip in. Big breath up. Exhale, dive. Sway in that forward fold. Relax. Bend those knees again. Take a breath and come up. And big exhale. You're going to open up to the other leg to like 11 o'clock. Step forward. So I'm on my right leg forward now. Bend that front knee. We're in warrior two on that second side. Back leg straight. Shoulders over hips. Front knee bent. Big arms up. Exhale deep and hold. Just readjust if you need to. Big breath, come up. Exhale a little lower and hold. Okay, we're going to extend out just like last time. Nice strong back. Pinkies toward the sky. Bring those arms back. Come back up, warrior one. Big breath as you straighten that front leg. Reach up, dive out and over. Remember to support above or below the knee or toward the floor or ground. Hold that left hip forward. Big exhale, relax forward down. Release. Come back up, bend that knee, step together. I'm gonna walk back again. You're gonna open up that right leg, your front leg, into that tree. Slide it up if you need your toe on the ground. Keep it there for balance. If you need it, you can bring to the calf. You can even bring it up above the knee. Full tree pose. Try to lengthen that spine, lift the chest. Big breath up. Feet go down under those hips, shake it off. Another breath in, forward fold. Big exhale. Sway in the breeze. This time, bend those knees a little bit. Try to walk those hands out, just a couple hand steps. Put those feet hip width apart and push those hips back into your first downward dog. So you don't want to be too far back. Here's our side view. Try to get a nice angle with the back and the legs, that upside down V. So you can get the ears a little bit closer to the inside of the arms. Make sure your neck is nice and long. Bend the knees if you need to. Let's go drop down into a plank. Might need to step back. Just hold for a couple breaths. Step back in. Big breath in. Exhale back to that downward dog again. Release down to your knees. Hands and knees. Open your knees up. Push your hips back to your heels. Lengthen those arms. So this is what I call puppy pose. You can sway a little bit. You'll feel that stretch all the way down that back. And those fingertips down through the shoulders, all the way to the hips. Slide onto your forearms. Tuck your toes. Push those hips back just like downward dog, but it's a dolphin because our forearms are down. This is a little better if you have bad wrists. You can modify and put the weight on the forearms. There's our dolphin. Drop back down, hands and knees, hands under the shoulders, knees under your hips. Let's extend that left hand forward, thumb up, right leg back. So you want a nice straight line from the arm through that shoulder, down the back, across the hip to the opposite leg, all the way down and out through the toe. So this is bird dog. Hold that stretch. Hold that balance if you can. See if you can reach around for that foot. I'm grabbing my right hand to my left hand to my right foot. I'm going to arch up into a modified dancer pose. I'm grabbing, I'm arching my back, opening up my chest. I'm going to release it. Take a breath, come up on those knees. Drop to child's pose. You're just going to go down and relax. So I'm bending the spine forward now, flexion. Relaxing for a couple breaths. I'm going to come back up. Big breath up. I'm going to go back to those hands and knees. I'm going to go opposite. Right leg, or right arm, left leg. Out and hold. So you're strengthening your back muscles. You're trying to lengthen, like you're pulling your hand away from your shoulders. Point that toe. Lengthen that leg. Go for that modified dancer. If you can, reach around. Grab the top of that foot. Exhale, arch, open up. Bring it back down. Come to the knees. Take a breath up. Drop down into that child's pose. Again, taking the spine and rounding it forward. Relaxing down a couple breaths. Come back up. Place those hands down. Tuck your toes. See if you can push back to that downward dog again. You can always do puppy, especially if you have bad wrists or shoulders and there's too much pressure or weight on your hands. You can go here, or you can choose to go to that dolphin, or you can just go down to puppy. Any of those will work. And release it back down. Slide out onto those forearms. And try to lift and lengthen away from your elbows and away from the ground. Try to lengthen that spine. Pull away from the hips. Nice long neck. Cobra's most comfortable for most people. If you can go a little deeper without hurting your back, you can go to the upward dog position, hands under shoulders, lengthening and lifting. Let's drop the chest and shoulders down. I'm going to open my knees and push back to that puppy. My knees are open, my hips are going toward my heels, walking those hands out. And I'm just going to go a little side to side. Feel that stretch down your lats, down the back side of your rib cage. Release, come to the knees, take a breath up. I'm going to bring my left leg forward, nice and straight. I'm going to lean over, so just like we did standing. I'm leaning over that left leg. I'm going to leave my right hand on the ground. And I'm going to open up over that straight leg. See if I can get my shoulder to open toward the sky. Feeling that deep stretch in the back of that front leg, that left leg through the hip. Release, bring that arm down. Take that front knee, bend it. I'm going to bring my arm inside. I'm going to straighten my back leg behind me. So this is called lizard pose. So if you sit a lot, your hip flexor gets really tight and short. This is going to lengthen that hip flexor. So we're in lizard pose. You could be up here or down low. Here's the side angle. As you exhale, see if you can go just a little deeper. And release it. Come back up. Bring that knee back to the second knee. Take a breath up. Arch that back into a little back bend. Just support your low back. Really open up and flare the ribs and shoulders. Release up. That's a modified camel. And big exhale. Right leg's going to go forward. You're on that heel, leg is straight. Take a breath up. Dive out and over. Hold it for a couple breaths. Let that hamstring relax. See if you can make it just a little deeper. You want to take it to where you feel the tension, but it's not painful. Once that muscle relaxes, we're going to put that left hand down. Going to try to rotate and open up that right shoulder and rib cage toward the sky. Gonna bring it back down. Bring that knee back. Take a breath and come up. Gonna go into camel. So modify camel if you have any issues with your low back. You're just trying to open up the shoulders and chest right here. You can choose to go a little deeper and reach for an ankle. There's one way to modify it. Full camel. This is arching into that back bend. You're really trying to open up the front of the body. You want to make sure you have an arch in your back. You don't want to be flat. So really open up. Come back up. Big breath up. Drop back to that child's pose. So again, we're going forward with that spine now. Forward, drop down, hold for a couple breaths. We're going to come back up. Hands and knees. We're going to continue working on the front of those hips because if we sit a lot, this area gets nice and short, as does our chest and pecs. So we're stretching those out. We're going to drop down on our right forearm. We're going to open up, I'm sorry, I lied, left forearm. Open up your right hip. I'm lifting my right leg and I'm going to let it drop over from a side view. So opposite arm on the ground, opening up. So you're stretching all the way through the ribs down the front of that right leg. It's a modified three-legged dog. So the weight of your leg is stretching that hip flexor. And bring it back down. Come to center, take that breath up. Big exhale out and go to the second side. So I'm going down on my right arm. I'm going to open up my left knee, left hip flexor, let that left heel fall toward my right shoulder. Just kind of move it around till you feel that stretch and then hold. Slow breaths in as you exhale, let it go deeper. And release it. Bring it back down. Come up and take your breath in. Bring those hands down. Tuck those toes. Press back to your downward dog. Exhale back. Remember, you can go on your forearms or just down to that puppy if you need to. So you should be able to try to lengthen your neck. Nice long back. See if you can get the heels a little closer to the ground, or you can walk one heel, then the other. Just walk the dog. Drop back down to those hands and knees, continuing with our spine. You're going to take a breath in. Lift your tailbone, lift your chin. You're stretching through the front of your body. There's cow pose. Now round into cat pose. Tuck down. Draw your elbows in. Round that back. So you're tucking your tail under. Release back to cow. So if we flow with one breath, you come up, big breath, filling, expanding the lungs, the diaphragm, then rounding into cat, exhaling all out, tightening the stomach muscles. Release back to cow. Do a couple more, rounding, exhaling, lengthening the back, tightening the stomach. Release up, tightening the back, lengthening the stomach. Two more, down. Release it, big breath up. Child's pose down for a couple more breaths. Back up. Exhale, swing those feet around. Open the knees up. Bring your feet together. Sit on those sits bones nice and tall. I'm bringing the heels in as close as I can. Gonna lengthen your spine. As you breathe in, bring the knees up. As you exhale, press the outside of those knees toward the ground. Breath in. Exhale down. So this is our butterfly. So with the kids, you have them do different speeds as they fly away. Do slow or fast. It's one of the kids' favorite poses. You drop those butterfly wings down, lengthen your spine. Big inhale. As you exhale, lean forward. You can walk those hands forward. Feel it deepening of that stretch and hold. Come back up. Butterfly those legs a couple more times. Release. Slide those feet further away. Let those knees flop open. Turtle, we're going to take our hands, palms up, slide them under and past the calves. You're going to try to tuck your ribs inside those thighs. So wherever you can go, lean forward. Now the stretch should change from the inner thigh to the hips and low back in this position. Tuck in. As you exhale, try to let those muscles on the back and hips relax. Come back up. Slide those feet out. Both legs straight, toes to the ceiling, breath in. Just exhale forward wherever you can lean forward. Big exhale. Come back up. Take those fingertips towards your hips. My hands go right down underneath my shoulders. Fingertips toward my hips. I'm going to bend my knees. First level is just to open up again, really opening up the shoulders and chest. If you do a lot of desk work at a desk or computer, really work on this one. Squeezing the elbows toward each other, opening up. You can stay here or go all the way up to your tabletop. Again, stretching the muscles that normally are shortened when you're seated at a desk. Just relax that head. Release back down. Pull that right foot in toward your left inner thigh. Just let that hip open up if it can. Toe to the ceiling. My left knee's forward, my right knee is bent. I'm going to take my right arm and I'm going to bring it across to the outside of my left ankle and lean forward. So you're really working that one side of your low back. So if you have a really tight low back, you may need to hold up by your knee and just stretch forward and to the side. Come back up. Take that knee, bring it out, lengthen that right leg, slide that bottom of that left foot up to that inner thigh. Taking my left hand, I'm crossing over, exhaling down, getting the other side of the low back. And release up. Slide both feet into either fire log, is where you actually just stack one foot on top of the other calf or thigh, right in the center. Sit up nice and tall. Create that space for your lungs to expand. Breathe in that big breath of fresh air. And take those shoulders and roll them back and down. Big breath up. Exhale as you go down to the back. Slide those shoulder blades down. Big exhale. Time, hold those shoulders down. Nice long neck. Take a breath in. Exhale that left ear toward your left shoulder. Create that space down that right trap. Drop that chin. Hold that neck stretch. Bring the head up. Take that right arm up. Exhale over toward the left, stretching all down that side. We did the neck, so now we're into the right side. And release. Roll those shoulders, breath up. Exhale down and around. Drop them down and hold. Right ear to right shoulder. Lengthen that left side. Hold that neck stretch. Drop the chin a little. Release it. Take that left arm. Big breath up. Lift, lengthen. Exhale to a side bend. Back up. Big breath up. Big exhale out. This time, bring it up. Big breath in. Press those palms together. Exhale the thumbs to the heart. Namaste. We did it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Linda. Oh, that just hit the spot. That was so restorative and lovely. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We want to just note here, we love Linda. If you guys like what you saw today, please keep a close eye on the next rec guide that comes out when things start opening back up. You'll see that she has a lot of classes at the community center. So thank you again so much, Linda. We really appreciated it. And enjoying your beautiful yard there too. That's gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well, stay tuned, everyone, for more information with Camping Out, and we'll check in with you soon. Thanks, Linda.
Thank you.